All right, folks, Mike here with the watch list video for, you ready for this? Friday the 13th. So if you're superstitious, do not log in tomorrow. All right, so today the SPY had another nice pop, which is not surprising. I talked about the big reversal it had yesterday, so I think you got just some shorts on the wrong side of the market. We may be seeing new all-time highs pretty soon. It wouldn't surprise me. Let me slide this over real quick, pause the video and read that if you're one of a few people that probably haven't read that yet, but it talks about what we're all about. This morning, I'll tell you what, here's a little trading tip. For the way I trade, right, and what we teach in our course and all that, I do much better if I stay on the sidelines for the first 15 minutes, right? So I don't even remember the symbols now, but I got involved in a couple early and ended up red on the morning. And then I think some of you noticed, I think a lot of you agree with me, there was a lot of stuff that was really whippy. I could have put together a bunch of examples, things that kind of broke a flag and then immediately went down the opposite side through the flag to the downside. There was a lot of that early. But for me, what really keeps me consistent is letting something prove itself, right? Letting something say, okay, bulls are absolutely killing here, and then start looking at buy zone pullbacks. It's where almost all my success comes from. So if you want that tip, there it is. If you don't, it's there anyway. But that getting involved early, usually things can just be really, really whippy, especially in the opening 10 minutes or so, right? So anyway, we talked about that a little bit today. I did have a nice little comeback this afternoon playing the pullbacks. But I'll tell you another thing. That OBLG that went nuts, I mentioned a pullback idea after it ripped to new highs this afternoon. And I got filled in the twos buy zone. And because I was underwater and done so much stupid stuff on the day, I ended up just scalping it, right? To get myself back basically close to even on the day. And it went up like 80 cents more after that. And so there's another thing. You start breaking your rules and you end up red because you broke your rules. It also takes away from potential profit that normally I would have traded later trades better, right? But I had that, I got to get back to even mentality. So it can snowball on you. So just follow your rules, let things set up, and stay out of the chaos early. That's my advice. All right, anyway, not that anybody asked. All right, so let's talk about what we're watching tomorrow. OBLG, I just talked about this one. Just a massive rip today. I can't remember. I think this is the one where they regain NASDAQ compliance. Correct me if I'm wrong in an email or something. But so yeah, it shouldn't have done this, but that's probably why it did do this, because shorts kept piling in and kept having to cover, right? Because it's just kind of a goofy run, but that can happen, right? Mark Douglas, trading in the zone. 3 most important words you'll ever hear in trading. Anything can happen. So remember that. So anyway, that one definitely goes on watch tomorrow. Which is Unity Software, I'll put kind of a horizontal line at recent resistance, and you can see we had a nice breakout today. I did catch a nice pullback in that one today that I called in the room. First Solar, FSLR. Big day yesterday, quiet inside day today, and also topped out right around the whole number 240. 239.99 to be exact. So back through 240. Then you got the previous day's high at 241.66, and you got this other high not that far above also. So you got to have a possible stacked catalyst scenario on First Solar. ASO, again, I'm just keeping this back on. A big pop here on volume, but it's at resistance, but it's holding up pretty well. So maybe we break through that tomorrow or maybe one of these days, right? MPW, nice breakout, goes on watch. BTG or any gold stock. Gold absolutely ripped today, and I didn't even notice it until near the end of the day. I was focused on other stuff, but so that one goes on watch. You could pick any gold stock. Unit, UNIT, nice flag after this 2-day rip, right? What else do we have? APLD, kind of a recent runner, gap down today but found support. So you could argue that this 3 days is kind of forming a flag here. So that one goes on watch. SATS. Recent mover that's kind of flagging near recent highs. LUNR, I don't love it because it basically broke out today, and now you have a failed breakout. But I still want to watch it. It did make a nice intraday move today. GV, closing well off its highs, but still crazy enough action, and we're going to watch it tomorrow. LOVE, which is nice pop today, I think, on earnings. But notice this big volume spike still is like a little over 1 million shares. So it's probably a thin spready one. I don't think I've ever traded that one, but anyway, it goes on the list. KR is Kroger. Big pop up into resistance, but that one, I think they had earnings today. We're going to watch that one. BYRN, nice breakout today, maybe a follow-through day, although it is extended. And I'm going to throw Oracle on watch because in after hours, as I'm talking to you, it's trading at 173.18. So that's a big gap up. After this big gap up, might be some shorts and trouble in that one anyway. Certainly worth watching. I'll be in the pre-market. I'll be there in the pre-market. If anyone wants to show up and help me build a morning gap playlist that we can add to this list. That's it for me. I'll see everybody in chat. Have a great night.